This recipe is going to blow your mind. This is the easiest and fastest way to make the most amazing bakery-style bread, golden crispy crust, soft on the inside. There is no kneading, there's no proofing of the dough, nothing. This is that no-knead bread that people start the night before usually. It takes like 18, 20, 22 hours to make. This one is so much faster. You can make it the day that you want it, and it could not be any easier. There's hardly any work to do at all. So the recipe is very simple. It takes 3 cups of flour, and you can use all-purpose flour, you can use bread flour. I have never seen the difference. It's pretty much the same with either one. You put in only a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast, no more. Again, a fast-acting yeast, regular yeast, doesn't matter. Just a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast into the bowl, and 1 teaspoon of salt, okay, for flavor. Now, we'll stir it up just a little bit. And now we're going to add 1½ cups of very hot water. Now the difference is, when you do that overnight rise that takes hours and hours and hours, you use cold water. But by using the hot water, this makes it happen so much faster, because I am such a bread person, and if I can have bread faster, I'm on it. So it doesn't take too much. You see, it's a very different kind of a recipe, you know, because it's a sticky, kind of stringy, they call it shaggy kind of a dough. And I've also done this with 100% whole wheat, which is my favorite. It makes a beautiful whole wheat loaf. But you can make olive bread with this. You can make your own combination. It's such a flexible dough. Okay, so that's it. It's all mixed together. And so now what you do is you wrap it with plastic, some kind of plastic wrap. Okay? And you're going to let this sit on the countertop, not in a warm spot, but on the countertop for 3 hours. So 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, it doesn't matter. That's how easy this is. This dough is very forgiving, unlike some people I know. So I washed this baseball. I thought it was dirty. Apparently some guy wrote on it. I said I was sorry. Moving on. So this sits for 3 hours. I did another one earlier so I can show you what it's going to look like after 3 hours. And it becomes kind of bubbly on the top. See that? It puffs up. I guess it's almost doubled in size. It becomes puffy on the top. But watch this. See, this is how it's kind of soft like that, and that's normal. Okay? So now what we do, we put it onto a floured surface, a well-floured surface. Okay? Lots of flour. And then we're going to transfer it onto a working surface, kitchen counter, a board, like this. Okay, it's a very sticky dough, but it's supposed to be. Okay. Now, I think you'll need maybe no more than 2 or 3 tablespoons of flour. You flour the board, you flour the dough a little bit, and then you really need a scraper for this. You just kind of have to fold it over a couple of times just so you can kind of work with it, you know. And this, when you're done with this, which what took me like 10 seconds, that's all the work there is. There's nothing else to do but just a little bit of time. So, got it into a kind of a ball there. Now we're going to put it into a bowl. Now the old way used to be, I think they said to use a floured towel. It always stuck to that. So I just used parchment paper. This is perfect for this. I put it in a bowl, parchment paper. Just drop it into the bowl. Okay. You cover that with a towel. And you're going to let this sit again on the countertop while the oven heats up. This is going to bake in what they call a Dutch oven, like this. Now you put the pot in the oven and preheat it to 450. Oh, and make sure your handle is oven safe and not plastic. Now it's important that your oven be at 450, so it's really good to check it with a thermometer, because my oven takes 35 minutes. Yours could take even longer, but let me show you. Let's check it. Yes, there it is. 450. Here's the pot that I'm going to use. It's bigger than the other one, but it doesn't matter which size you do it in. This one also has a metal handle, so I can use that. You take it off, and again, oven gloves are very helpful. This is a very, very hot oven and hot pot, so and I dyed mine pink just for you. All right, the pot's ready. Now here's how the dough is going to look after that 35 minutes or so. It won't necessarily double in size, but it will puff up like that. But that's okay, because it'll do beautiful stuff in the hot pan here. So You take the whole thing, including the parchment paper, just lift it up, put it in the pot, okay? Put the lid back on, back in the oven, and it's going to bake, or essentially steam in there, because you're creating steam in there. That's what those high-end bakeries, they have steam in their ovens, so it's creating steam. 30 minutes, and it's almost done. Okay, here it is after 30 minutes. All we do now is take off the lid, and look at this, oh my God. And we can get rid of the paper, it'll come right off. Put it back in this same pot, the nice hot pot, back in the oven, uncovered, for anywhere from 10, 15, 20 minutes, even up to 30 minutes, depending how crispy you want that crust, and then it's all done. So it's been 15 minutes now without the lid. Let's see what it looks like. And, oh gosh, look at this. Look at this. Is that amazing? Look at it. I made this. You can make this bread. What did it take, like 2 minutes of work, 3 minutes of work? The rest of it's just waiting time. And look at this. Look. Look. Can you hear the, listen to that crust. Oh. I'm going to have to slice it for you, but I've got to let it cool down just a little bit. So I'll be back in about 2 minutes to slice it. Okay, it's still hot, but I have to show you what this looks like inside. This is going to blow your mind. All right, you ready? It's still hot to touch, but listen to this. All right, look. Look at this. It's almost like sourdough bread. It's just amazing. I told you this was the easiest and fastest way to make this awesome bread. And for all you people trying to eat low carb, I'm sorry. This video is probably be like, carbohydrate porn to you. You can watch it, but you can't have it.